Hi everyone, welcome back to A Moment with Nirma. In today's video, as you can tell, I am in my kitchen and I'm about to show you how to make this bomb, creamy, vegan rigatoni pasta. This has been a highly requested video, so here we are. So let's get right into it. So you're gonna need 3 boxes of rigatoni. Well, at least I'm using 3 boxes because I have a family of 9.5 people. So this will feed all of us. So 3 boxes of rigatoni pasta. You're going to use oat milk. However, you can use any plant milk you desire: soy milk, coconut milk, almond milk, even hemp milk would work with this recipe, but today I'm using oat milk because it's really, really creamy, and that's what we're looking for. And then we're going to use some cream cheese, sour cream, what's this called? Pimentos. If you don't have pimentos, you can use red peppers, okay? So this is not mandatory. And we have here soaking about 1.5 to 2 cups of cashew. So you can soak it overnight or for a few hours. If you have a high-speed blender, you don't have to soak it, but even though I have a high-speed blender, I'm just so used to soaking it. So yeah. We're gonna use parsley, 1 onion. Actually, we're gonna make this 2 onions, okay? Peppers, you can use any colors that you want. 1 lemon. We have here 3 garlics. We have some Follow Your Heart smoked Gouda cheese. We have water. I think 1 bottle would be enough, but I put 2 just in case. And then we have here our Haitian Epis. If you know, you already know. This is it, okay? Also, I will be making this in another video. So if you would like to know how we make it, I will post the video when it's ready. So, and then we're gonna be using chicken style all-purpose seasoning from Miose. If you guys would love to try this vegan seasoning, I will link her information below. This is a clean label vegan seasoning, so delicious, without the MSG, without the fillers, without the caking stuff they put in here. Just what you need, right? So we have paprika, nutritional yeast, a little curry powder, tumeric, Italian seasoning, cayenne pepper, that's optional. But I'll be putting a little cayenne pepper, black pepper, some salt, and then we'll be using some jalapenos. Normally I use fresh jalapenos, but we gotta use what we gotta use. All right, so let's get started. All right, so here we have our pasta water boiling. I added salt, a little bit of oil, some parsley. It gives the pasta flavor. And we're just gonna add all of our pasta, and we're gonna cook it to, we're gonna follow the directions on the box, okay? The goal we have is to cook it al dente, only because it will finish cooking in the oven, so we don't wanna overcook, all right? So as we wait for our pasta to cook, we're going to start our cheese sauce. Now, I think about 2 years ago, I learned, or I brought a cookbook from Miose. She's the one that makes these seasonings, and she showed us how to make a cheese sauce. And hers was very similar to mine. The only difference is I would use sun-dried tomatoes. However, today I don't have sun-dried tomatoes, so we're going to kind of make it like hers, but a little bit of what I would normally do. And it's still gonna turn out delicious. So we already have our 1.5 cups of cashews in our blender. We're gonna add 1 onion to it, and then we're going to add our pimentos. I should have opened this. All right, I think I need, oh, all right. We're gonna add everything in there. All right. We're gonna get every bit of it in there. We'll put this to the side. We'll open up the other one. Okay, it's a struggle, okay? Ooh. Okay. We'll find somebody to open that for us. So, all right, we're gonna use some jalapenos. Usually I use fresh ones, but like I said before, we don't have any. So we're gonna use these, and these aren't too spicy at all. So that's about a tablespoon and a half of jalapenos. All right, now we're gonna add some cream cheese. Now normally I don't add the cream cheese to this mixture. However, I thought I had more cashews, but I ran out of cashews. So we're adding it just to add more creaminess to our pasta. All right, now we're gonna add some sour cream, vegan sour cream. And this is going to be delicious. All right, so that's about, this is a 8 ounce, so that's half of this, so 4 ounce. And of course, when I do the taste test, I would see whether or not I need more. All right, I need to get this open. All right, so now we're gonna add our milk. We're gonna start off by about a cup of milk, a cup and a half. All right. Okay, right there. It smells good already. Okay, and then we're gonna add about a cup of water. All right, pretty good. Now we're going to add salt. We're gonna do about half a tablespoon of salt, and you can adjust it later or according to your liking. Then we're gonna add some turmeric, and that would help it get the yellow cheesy color. This is about a teaspoon of turmeric, some black pepper. I'm watching my pasta. And then we're gonna add about a tablespoon of Miose seasoning. Okay, my pasta is overflowing, so we're gonna, all right, we're gonna get that together. All right, this is about a tablespoon. Again, when you taste test, you can adjust it to your liking. So cayenne pepper, remember we already have the jalapenos, so we're not gonna go too crazy. We're just gonna do just a few sprinkles of the cayenne pepper and curry powder. Like, I don't know, it just gives it a nice, I don't know, it just tastes good. And then we're gonna add some Italian seasoning, just a sprinkle, and nutritional yeast. We're gonna add 2 tablespoons of that, and this gives it that cheesy flavor that we all look for when it comes to cheese. So you can add about 2 tablespoons, and later you can add more. And now we're gonna add 3 cloves of garlic. If you have garlic powder, you can use garlic powder. If not, you can use the fresh one. Either one will work. Sometimes I use the fresh ones, and sometimes I use the powder. So So let me know where you guys are watching from. Let me know if you guys are plant-based, and how's that been going for you. I know at the beginning it was a struggle for us. We were kind of back and forth, but to God be the glory. He has transformed our taste buds, and we are fully away from the animal products. Okay, we're gonna add 1 juice of a lime, or lemon I should say, my bad. And this is gonna give it like that zesty flavor that the cheese, the regular cheese has. And yeah, I mean, cheese was one of what, I wouldn't say it was my favorite thing before going plant-based, but it was delicious though. But when we learn the poison behind it, we're like, okay, we got to get away from it. And one of the things that was least to go for me was meat. Not all meat, but like things like fish. Okay, I may have to have somebody open this up. Be right back. For those who says they don't need a man in their life, they lie. My husband opened it for me. So here we are. So we have everything in. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. And we are good to go. So we're going to blend this up until it's smooth. And then we'll move on to our next steps. So I went ahead and I taste my cheese sauce. It is missing some more seasoning. So we added 2 tablespoons before. So we're going to add about a tablespoon. And then we're going to add some more nutritional yeast. So let's just say another tablespoon. And I'll have the ingredients, measurements in the description below. Should be good to go. And from the cheese sauce, when you're mixing the pasta, you can always add more flavor if needed. So next, we're going to cut our peppers and onions. And this is what we're gonna add to our pasta. Cut them into pieces. Not too big, not too small, just right. Is your preference. All right. It will be. So here we're gonna go ahead and saute our peppers and onions. We're gonna add a little bit of oil, and you can skip the oil part if you aren't using any oil. You can actually saute your vegetables with water. And then we're gonna add our Haitian Epis, which is full of lots of goodness. And then we're going to let that saute for a few, like about a minute or 2. So the goal is to soften up the veggies and not to overcook them, because remember, we will be putting them into the oven, which will cook them even more. I personally like a little crunch while I'm eating the pasta, so I do not overcook them. And then once they are close to being soft, we're going to season it. I'm seasoning it with the Miose complete seasoning, and that's all you need. This seasoning already has some salt, so you don't need to add any salt or any other seasoning. But again, make this recipe to your liking and your taste buds. This just works out for us. All right, so we've gotten our pasta here, our cooked pasta. So I had to put it in two containers because it was too much. So we're gonna be doing half and half. All right. So to our pasta, we're gonna add half of the pepper, sauteed pepper. All right. And then we're gonna add our cheese. All right. We're gonna do half of it in this one, and then we're gonna do the other half, and then we're gonna mix. Ooh, this looks so delicious. I hope y'all can see this. Oh, my background worker is telling me to move it forward, but I will show you guys in a sec. All right, this is what it looks like. Oh, I found our parsley. Now, we're not big on cheesy pasta or anything like that. The only part of this pasta that will be cheesy would be the top, and I will show you how that is made. And then we're gonna put the other half of the sauce in here. Okay, we wanna get all that cheesy goodness out. All right. This is it. So delicious. I hope you guys can see how this looks. All right. And I apologize about my background noise. The baby woke up. So. All right, so this is well mixed. For now, I will be showing you all how to make or melt your plant-based cheese, because listen, baby, sometimes it's just hard to melt that cheese. And so there's a trick that I learned, and I'm going to show you how to melt it. So this is how our pasta is looking. Look at this, look at this. It looks good, right? All right, so let's head over to make our melted cheese. Okay, so guys, in the same pot you are sauteing your veggies, you're going to melt the vegan cheese, and we're gonna cut it into pieces like so. And the purpose of this is to, you see all that goodness down here? Yes, we want all of that. We want all that flavor that got stuck at the bottom. And then you're gonna get your oat milk. And then the goal is to just simply melt the cheese, not to cook the cheese. Just gonna add a few tablespoons, I would say 2 tablespoons of it. And then we're gonna stir that. And then as we're stirring, we're gonna try to, you see all that flavor that's coming up? That's what we want. Alright. And then also we're going to keep stirring, or stirring I should say, I say stirring, the cheese, sorry. And then I would see whether or not if I should add a little bit more cheese, or if it's good the way it is. But it's gonna get creamy and creamier and creamier. Alright. Alright, so we're getting there. we still have lumps. We still have lumps. And so we're gonna be patient and we're gonna keep at it. And I think I'm gonna add all the other cheese because I don't think this will be enough for both of our pans.
Let's go.
All right, guys, so our cheese is completely melted. And don't worry if you still see a few bits of unmelted cheese. That's all right. That's better than no melted cheese, right? All right. Let's go ahead and put this on our pasta. All right, guys, so we now have our melted cheese. We have our two pastas, and we're just gonna sprinkle some over the top. Like I mentioned before, we're not too much of cheese people, but it's good to have a little bit on top. All right, so we're going to just do one of these, and you can miss a spot. That's all right. All right, we're gonna layer it like so, and you can kind of spread it with your spoon. Get all that goodness. Oh my gosh, guys, I cannot wait to dig in. That smoky plus the smoky flavor plus the islandy, I don't know, spices, especially with the Epis. Oh my gosh, it's gonna be so delicious. All right, this one has just enough, and now we're gonna switch over. Ooh, my mouth is like watering, and I'm happy I melted both the packages because I almost just melted one, but I realized might need to do two. And you know, in your cheese sauce, if you want kind of a pull, keyword kind of, because vegan cheese ain't got no pull, then you would just add it to the cheese sauce or even in between your pasta. Okay, we're gonna scrape all of this goodness so we can make it work. And then, and I know I forgot to say at the beginning, but to have your oven heated to 400 degrees. And we're just gonna bake it until that cheese melts in. Okay, because remember our pasta is already cooked. Our pepper is already cooked. We just want the cheese to melt in. And this is how you would make your pasta. Now you can make this pasta in so many different ways. Creamy cashew, you can make a pezzo with other seeds and nuts. You can make a saucy one. So let me know if you want to see other ways of making this rigatoni. So when you don't feel like having saucy pasta, this is one you would make. All right, let's get it into the oven. All right, so now we're putting our pasta in the oven. Look at that. And then we're gonna let it bake for about 15 to 20 minutes tops, or until the cheese has melted in. We're not going to recook it. We're just letting the cheese melt, and then that would be the end of it. All right, guys, so it has been about 25 minutes, and our rigatoni pasta is done. The cheese has melted, and so now we're just gonna add some flavor on top. So I'm using a little bit of paprika just to give it more of that smoky flavor. And then I'm gonna use some Italian season. And then we're going to add some parsley for more flavor and color. You already know the shebang bang bang. And then there you have it. Vegan, creamy cashew rigatoni. All right, I'm just gonna grab a bite. I mean, not a bite, but a piece. I'm gonna cut a piece so you all can see how creamy, and look at that, look at that. Woo. So I'm getting you all a close up. Look how creamy this is. I know my hand is probably in the way. Look at this, look at this.
It is, but it's not.
Oh, let me move this to the side. Woo. All right, there you have it. Look at this. Look at this. Y'all see that? Y'all see that? Y'all see that? Now, who wants to do a taste test? All right, we're gonna do a taste test. All right, so we have my son here. He's gonna test it out. So let's see if it's kids approved. You like it? Okay, be careful, it's hot. All right, so we know that this pasta here is kids approved.
If it's approved for me, it's approved for everybody.
Of course. All right, y'all. So this is how I make my vegan rigatoni cashew sauce pasta. And go ahead and try this recipe. If you do try it, let me know how you like it. If you put a little twist in it, let me know what you do differently. But yes, y'all, yes. Let me give y'all another close up. Look at this.
So good.
All right, y'all. Thank you so much for watching our video. Go ahead and comment, like, and subscribe. Yeah, so I will see you in another video, and let me know what other vegan dishes you want me to show y'all how I make them. Sorry, it's loud, but let me know and I will gladly make it for you guys. So see you in another video. God bless you.
God bless you.
Bye.